MDX, and built to outlast trends, tech, and even their own drivers. From daily grind to rugged adventures, these are the SUVs you buy once and drive for a lifetime. Before you assume crossovers can't be fun, this first pick might just reset your expectations. Number 15. We have the Mazda CX5 from 2017 to 2021. This is the SUV for people who secretly wish they were still driving a sporty sedan. From behind the wheel, the CX5 feels more agile than most compact crossovers, with sharp steering, tight body control, and a well-tuned suspension that makes it surprisingly fun on winding roads. That same tuning means it rides a bit firmer than a CR-V or RAV4, but most owners love the trade-off. It feels more connected, more grown up. Under the hood, Mazda stuck with a tried-and-true 2.5-liter engine for most models. It's not turbocharged by default, but it is smooth, reliable, and mated to one of the best 6-speed automatics in the class. For those who wanted more punch, Mazda added a turbo option in 2019, quietly turning this into one of the quickest compact SUVs on sale. Even better, both engines have proven extremely durable. Long-term owners report few major issues beyond basic maintenance, and even the turbo has shown solid reliability so far. The interior, surprisingly premium. Materials are top-notch for the segment, especially in Grand Touring and signature trims, where you'll find real leather, wood accents, and a center console that doesn't feel cheap. Infotainment had its quirks early on, particularly in 2017, when some screens developed phantom touch glitches. But Mazda patched most of that quickly, and the interface, while simple, remains dependable. From 2019 onward, you also got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto Standard on most trims. Fuel economy lands in the mid-20s in real-world use, right on target for this class. And reliability scores from Consumer Reports and J.D. Power consistently put the CX5 near the top of the compact SUV pile. It's one of the few vehicles in this class that feels like it was engineered for people who still care about driving, but without giving up practicality, comfort, or peace of mind. It's not the roomiest compact SUV, and it's not trying to be. If you want more cargo or rear legroom, there are better choices. But for anyone who wants a stylish, quiet, well-built SUV that holds up over time and still puts a smile on your face, the CX-5 gets the nod, no hesitation. Number 14. We have the Honda Pilot from 2017 to 2022. This is the SUV you buy when your life is full of kids, full of road trips, full of everyday errands. The Pilot quietly handles it all, with room for 8 and a V6 engine that doesn't blink at 250,000 miles. That 3.5-liter V6 is one of Honda's greatest hits, used in everything from minivans to Acuras. And it's smooth, powerful, and incredibly reliable when maintained. Where you want to pay attention is the transmission. Lower trims until 2019 got a 6-speed automatic that's smooth and solid. Higher trims and all 2020-plus models came with a 9-speed that had some early stumbles, rough shifting, hesitation from a stop, but Honda issued software updates that fixed most of it. If you're test driving one, make sure it shifts cleanly. Most of the time, it's not a hardware issue, just a tweak away from behaving properly. Real-world ownership, the Pilot is low drama. Yearly maintenance is affordable, parts are common, and there's nothing exotic to service. Honda did have a few quirks. Early warning lights from weak batteries, some infotainment hiccups, but these are more annoyances than deal breakers. And the auto start-stop feature? Yeah, many owners just tap the button to turn it off when they hop in. Inside, it's a masterclass in family usability. Tons of space, smart storage, available rear seat entertainment, and even an intercom system to talk to row 3. It's more like an SUV-shaped minivan with all-wheel drive. And that's not a bad thing. For most families, the Pilot checks all the boxes without making a fuss. Family haulers are nice, but the next one? It's what you'd drive if you had to survive a snowstorm, a desert trip, and a black tie event, all in one weekend. Number 13, we have the Lexus GX from 2014 to 2022. 2023. This thing's basically a Land Cruiser in a tux. Underneath the leather and wood, it's a body-on-frame 4x4 that shares bones with the Toyota Prado, built to crawl rocks in Australia, but just as happy hauling kids to school in California. That 4.6-liter V8, it's not flashy, but it'll quietly rack up 250,000 miles without asking for much more than oil changes and the occasional "thanks for taking care of me." Owners love this thing for what it doesn't do: brake. There are no turbos to baby, no timing belts to replace, and no fragile air suspensions waiting to bleed your wallet, unless you specifically opt for the luxury trim with one. Even the KDSS suspension, which lets it lean less on pavement and flex more off-road, is more hydraulic than electronic, and it's surprisingly tough for something so clever. Sure, the GX drinks like an old-school V8 truck because that's what it is. Expect 15-17 mpg on a good day and know that premium fuel is recommended. But ask the people who've owned one for 10+ years, and you'll hear the same thing. It just keeps going. No drama, no surprises. Just solid, overbuilt Lexus hardware that feels made for the long haul. It's not for folks chasing the latest tech. Infotainment was dated until the very end of the run, but it's rock solid where it counts. And in a world of soft crossovers pretending to be rugged, the GX actually is. That's why so many people who buy one keep it forever. Number 12. We've got the Suzuki Jimny from 2018 to present. Now, this isn't your average SUV. It's a tiny, boxy 4x4 that looks like someone shrunk a G-Wagon and gave it a cheerful face. But don't let the looks fool you. This thing is legit. Under the hood is a humble 1.5L naturally aspirated engine that barely cracks 100 horsepower. But that's kind of the point. It's not trying to impress with numbers, it's built to survive. The drivetrain is refreshingly simple. No turbos, no direct injection, no CVT, just a basic inline-4, a 5-speed manual, or old-school 4-speed auto, and part-time 4WD with a proper low-range transfer case. That's the magic here: simplicity. It's the kind of setup that mechanics love and off-roaders trust, especially when you're miles away from the nearest cell tower. It's got a real ladder frame, solid axles front and rear, and the kind of lightweight that makes it float over terrain most crossovers would cry at. People abuse these in Australia, Japan, and the UK, and they keep ticking. Some early long-term testers noted wheel bearing wear and tiny body cracks under extreme off-road loads, but regular drivers won't see those issues. Maintenance? Dirt cheap. Fuel? Around 30 mpg, which is wild for something that can crawl up a mountain. Even parts like brake pads or clutches are budget-friendly. The only real cost? Patience on the highway. It's not quick, and crosswinds push it around like a kite. But if you're driving a Jimny on the freeway, you've already missed the point. It's not ideal for big families, high-speed commuters, but if you want a reliable, charming, go-anywhere machine that costs next to nothing to run, the Jimny nails it. There's nothing else like it, and that's exactly why it makes this list. Lightweight is fun, but sometimes you need something built like a rolling bunker. The next one brings the big guns. Number 11. We've got the Nissan Armada from 2017 to 2021. This thing's not just big, it's tough. It's basically the US version of the Nissan Patrol, a truck that's been used in deserts, jungles, and everything in between. Under the hood, you get the same 5.6L V8 that's been in Titans and QX80s for years. And when maintained right, it'll outlive your next 2 daily drivers. Think 200,000 plus miles with the original powertrain, no drama. Just make sure you're changing oil every 5,000 miles, especially since it's direct injected, which is harder on oil. You're also getting a real body-on-frame setup with a beefy 7-speed auto that doesn't flinch under pressure, whether you're towing 8,500 pounds or piling in the family for a road trip. A lot of these trucks are still out there doing hard miles. In fact, about 12.6% of Armadas make it to 250K, right up there with Tahoe and Land Cruiser territory. Depreciation? Yeah, it hits. These lost close to 60% of value in 5 years. But that's good news if you're buying used now. You can grab a 60K Platinum from back then for well under 30K today. Just know you'll pay it back at the pump. Most folks average 14 to 15 mpg, and if you tow or drive in the city a lot, expect worse. The safety suite got better over time. Early trims lacked some driver aids, but by 2020, most Armadas had Nissan's full safety shield package: adaptive cruise, blind spot, auto emergency braking. The vehicle's mass itself works in your favor during a crash, and the off-road ready 4WD setup adds confidence when roads get messy. Comfort-wise, it's got a plush, quiet ride, roomy interior, and that old-school V8 feel. The tech feels dated by modern standards, especially pre-2019 models, but it's functional, and the physical buttons are actually a plus for many owners. If you want third-row space, towing grunt, and something that doesn't feel delicate, this is your ride. Before we move on, subscribe if you're into smart car choices and honest breakdowns, not dealership sales talk disguised as reviews. Number 10. We've got the Acura MDX from 2017 to 2020. This is one of the few luxury SUVs that doesn't punish you for owning it long-term. Built on Honda's legendary V6 platform, the MDX pairs a 290 horsepower engine with a 9-speed auto and Acura's SH-AWD system, a setup that quietly racks up 200,000 plus miles in the hands of family haulers and road trippers. That same engine? It's timing belt driven, yes, but the belt lasts over 100k miles and rarely surprises anyone with failures. Where the MDX really shines is balance. It's upscale, but not showy, quick, but not thirsty, and reliable without being stripped down. That SH-AWD, it doesn't just help in the snow, it actually vectors torque between rear wheels for better grip in corners. Think of it like an SUV that quietly knows how to dance. Maintenance is refreshingly average, about $570 a year, and most common repairs are wear and tear. Brakes, bushings, the occasional active engine mount. Nothing wallet-busting. Even the transmission, a ZF 9-speed that had hiccups in 2016, got smoother and more dependable by 2017. Acura quietly fixed the bugs. Fuel economy hovers around 21 to 22 mpg combined, and the MDX drinks regular gas, not premium. Plus, safety? Top marks across the board with standard Acura watch tech like adaptive cruise and lane keeping. It's not perfect, the infotainment feels a bit last gen, and the third row is tight, but it makes up for that with low drama, solid resale, and Honda-grade build quality under a fancier badge. Not every SUV shouts. The next one barely speaks, and that might be its greatest strength. Number 9. We have the Subaru Outback from 2015 to 2021. This is the SUV for people who don't want an SUV. It's a wagon at heart, but one that's built to go the distance, both in miles and in terrain. These Outbacks regularly cross 200,000 miles with basic maintenance. And that's not just talk. I see cars founded in the top 20 longest-lasting SUVs, with a notable chunk making it past 250,000 miles. That's serious pedigree. What keeps it alive that long? A simple, rugged formula. Subaru's 2.5-liter flat-four is no powerhouse, but it's extremely durable. Paired with a full-time AWD system that's ready for snow, mud, or rough back roads, the Outback rarely feels out of its depth. The CVT transmission was once a concern, but post-2015 versions are far more refined, especially if you change the fluid every 60 to 100k miles. Even if Subaru says it's lifetime. Yes, there were some quirks, like a battery drain issue in early models due to software bugs in the tailgate or keyless systems, but Subaru addressed that with warranty extensions. Nothing that left owners stranded. And on the road, it's smooth, stable, and easy on the wallet. You'll see 28 to 32 mpg highway with no effort, even with AWD always on. For people who live in snowy climates, hit trails on weekends, or just want a car that won't give them grief in 5 years, the Outback makes sense. It's not flashy, not fast, but it's honest. A car you can hand down, not trade in. Number 8, we have the Nissan Ara from 2023 to present. Nissan's first all-new electric SUV after the Leaf, the Ara aims to be the grown-up EV. Quiet, smooth, and thoughtfully engineered. Unlike the Leaf, which struggled with battery overheating, the Ara uses a liquid-cooled battery system that keeps temperatures in check and helps preserve long-term range. Early owners have logged over 25,000 miles with almost zero issues, and while there were a few early recalls, steering bolts, inverter bugs, they were quickly patched, and most drivers now report smooth, worry-free performance. Range is solid, up to 340 204 miles for front-wheel drive models and about 260 for the all-wheel drive versions. It charges up decently fast, about 35 minutes from 20% to 80% at a public fast charger, but not lightning quick like Hyundai's 800-volt EVs. In cold weather, efficiency drops a bit, like all EVs, but thanks to a heat pump and smart thermal management, it handles winter better than most. Where the Ara shines is daily living. It's whisper quiet inside, with comfy seats, a sliding center console, and just enough tech to feel modern without being overwhelming. Maintenance is minimal. No oil changes, no belts, just occasional tire rotations and brake fluid. Even brake wear is light, thanks to regenerative braking. One-pedal driving is included too. It's not a flashy or sporty EV, but it's mature. If you want an electric SUV that feels familiar, lasts long, and doesn't try too hard to be different, the Ara hits that sweet spot. Now, if you've ever wished your family hauler handled like your old sports car, this next one might be your redemption. Number 7, we have the Mazda CX9 from 2016 to 2021. If you want a 3-row SUV that drives like a sports sedan and looks like a luxury car, the CX9 is the sweet spot. This is Mazda's flagship SUV, and you can feel it. Tight steering, sharp handling, and a premium cabin that punches way above its class. Instead of the usual V6, Mazda gave the CX9 a turbocharged 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. It pulls hard right from low speeds, with tons of torque for effortless passing, yet sips gas like a smaller engine. It's smooth, strong, and doesn't need premium fuel. Just use regular, and you'll still get plenty of power. This engine's been solid long-term too, with many owners logging well over 100,000 miles with nothing more than regular oil changes and spark plugs. Inside, it's surprisingly upscale. The signature trim got quilted Napa leather and real wood accents, but even mid-level models feel rich and well-built. Everything feels dialed in. The seats are supportive, the ride is refined, and the whole cabin stays quiet at speed. Where it compromises a bit is third-row space. It's best for kids or short hops. Cargo room behind that row is tight too, but fold it down and you get a flat, generous load area. Families love it for daily use, and the safety tech, like blind spot warning and emergency braking, was standard on most trims before it became the norm. And here's the kicker: it drives nothing like a big SUV. The CX9 corners with confidence, steers precisely, and doesn't feel like a chore in the city or on mountain roads. It's the SUV for people who secretly miss their smaller car but need the space. On number 6, we've got the Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV from 2018 to 2020, one of the most overlooked but clever plug-in SUVs you can buy used. This is the world's best-selling plug-in hybrid SUV, and for good reason. It gives you around 22 miles of pure electric range for daily errands, then flips to gas for longer trips, averaging 28 to 32 mpg. It's one of the only plug-in hybrids from that era with true all-wheel drive, powered by electric motors, front and rear, no drive shaft needed. You also get a rare fast-charging port that'll hit 80% in 25 minutes, and 6 levels of regenerative braking controlled by paddle shifters. Real owners love the winter traction, roof rack utility, and how quiet it is around town. It won't win a drag race. Euro 60 takes about 9.7 seconds, but it'll save you about $440 a year in fuel compared to a 25 mpg gas SUV. Mitsubishi's 10-year warranty on the battery and powertrain adds peace of mind, and resale prices are low. A clean 2018 model can be found under $16,000, often below the used EV tax credit cap. It's a smart move for buyers who want EV mileage without the charging anxiety. At number 5, we have the Subaru Forester from 2015 to 2021. This is the SUV you buy when you want something practical, winterproof, and built for the long haul. Every Forester in this range comes with full-time all-wheel drive and nearly 9 inches of ground clearance, which means snow, gravel, and weekend trails are fair game without even thinking about it. It's not trying to be flashy, just functional. now. And that's exactly why so many owners hang on to theirs for 10 years or more. The 2015 to 2018 models offer two flavors, a basic but reliable 2.5-liter engine and a turbocharged 2.0-liter version that turns this mild-mannered wagon into a sleeper SUV. The turbo models, known as XT, are quick, 0 to 60 in just over 6 seconds, but also require premium fuel and a bit more maintenance discipline. For most folks, the base engine is more than enough and has proven to be capable of hitting 200,000 miles without breaking a sweat, especially in the post-2016 models where Subaru updated engine components to reduce oil burning, a known issue on earlier units. In 2019, Subaru gave the Forester a full redesign on their global platform. They added more power, better crash safety, and a much roomier back seat. It also came standard with EyeSight, Subaru's stereo camera safety suite that's been shown to reduce rear-end crashes by over 60%. One thing that stayed consistent across both generations? Incredible visibility. The tall windows and upright seating position make it feel like you're driving in a greenhouse, in the best way possible. Not everything is perfect. The CVT can feel a little drony under load, and early models had minor quirks like slow lift gates or weak AC, but Subaru addressed most of those with software tweaks and recalls. When you add it all up, rock-solid AWD, cult-level fan base, and a real-world rep for surviving mountain winters, the Forester earns its spot as a go-anywhere, keep-it-forever kind of SUV. Practicality is one thing, but what if your SUV paid you back every time you hit the gas station? Number 4, we've got the Toyota RAV4 and RAV4 Hybrid from 2017 to 2021. This is one of the best-selling SUVs in the US for a reason. The RAV4 walks the perfect line between rugged utility, daily comfort, and bulletproof dependability. Toyota gave buyers two great flavors in this generation: the conventional gas-powered RAV4 and the high-efficiency RAV4 Hybrid that squeezes out up to 40 miles per gallon while still offering all-wheel drive. Both are smart choices, but each has its own twist. The 2017 and 2018 models mark the tail end of the previous generation, reliable to a fault, with a simple 2.5-liter engine and a 6-speed automatic that rarely gives owners any headaches. These years are known for being quiet workhorses. Most see well over 175,000 miles with just oil changes and basic maintenance. And even the hybrid version, launched earlier, has proven to be tough enough for taxi fleets around the world. In 2019, Toyota brought the redesign, a more squared-off, rugged look, a new 203 horsepower engine with an 8-speed automatic, and for hybrids, a new electric all-wheel drive setup that uses a second motor to power the rear wheels. No drive shaft, fewer moving parts, and smoother performance in the snow. Some early 2019 models had a few quirks, mainly a fuel tank that didn't fill completely and an 8-speed that shifted a bit rough, but Toyota sorted those out with recalls and software updates. By 2021, those issues were basically gone. On the used market, RAV4s hold their value insanely well, up to 70% of their original price after 5 years. That's higher than most trucks. The hybrid, in particular, is gold, low fuel bills, near Prius reliability, and still enough pep to feel lively around town. If you're looking for an SUV that's reliable, cheap to run, and easy to resell, the RAV4 is about as close as it gets to a safe bet. At number 3, we've got the Honda CR-V from 2015 to 2021. This is the no-nonsense compact SUV that just works. Over 179,000-mile average lifespan, 9 out of 10 reliability rating, and still ranked the most reliable small SUV. This is the kind of car you see doing grocery duty at 200k miles and not even sweating. 2 generations here. The 2015 and 2016 models run the classic 2.4-liter engine, while the 2017 Plus models introduced a 1.5-liter turbo. That turbo brought better fuel economy and quicker response, but also stirred up some drama with oil dilution complaints in cold states. Honda fixed it via software updates and warranty extensions. By 2020, those worries had mostly disappeared. Fuel efficiency is a win across the board. 28 to 30 mpg combined for gas models and up to 40 miles per gallon in the hybrid. The CVT? Surprisingly solid. Honda's version is smooth and reliable with proper fluid changes. AC systems on some 2017 to 19 models were a weak point. Condensers and compressors had issues, but Honda quietly extended warranties to cover most of it. Interior space is a high point. Nearly 39 cubic feet of cargo room, flat rear floor, and rear seats that fold with one lever. Visibility is excellent, the turning circle is tight, and the seats, while not plush, hold up well over road trips. Honda nailed the everyday details, like a sliding center console tray, rear seat air vents, and one of the best rear door openings for loading bulky car seats or gear. And here's the kicker: resale value. A 5-year-old CR-V still holds nearly 70% of its value. So you pay more up front, sure, but you get it back when it's time to sell. Think of it as the reliable overachiever that never lets you down and makes you look smart for picking it. Before we get to the legend at number 1, let's take a look at the quiet luxury SUV that's quietly taking over every suburban driveway. Number 2, we have the Lexus RX from 2016 to 2021. This is the SUV you recommend to your parents and then secretly buy for yourself. The RX is what happens when Toyota builds a luxury car with the same attention to long-term durability as a Corolla. That's why these regularly go past 150,000 miles without breaking a sweat, and why used ones sell fast, even at premium prices. Under the hood is a silky 3.5-liter V6 that doesn't rely on turbos or gimmicks, just smooth, proven power. Maintenance is low drama. It uses a timing chain, not a belt, runs on regular gas, and even the hybrid version, badged RX 450h, uses Toyota's bulletproof hybrid tech. These batteries are known to last 10 to 15 years without issue. Where it shines is day-to-day comfort. The ride is floaty and quiet. The seats are like high-end recliners, and the interior materials age like fine leather. Even after 100,000 miles, RX cabins still look and feel new. If you get the F-Sport trim, just know it looks cooler, but rides a bit firmer with 20-inch wheels. Now, it's not all perfect. The infotainment system, especially pre-2020, uses a fiddly mouse-style controller that most owners just tolerate. The RX also doesn't pretend to be sporty. Steering is light, acceleration is calm, and you won't be carving canyons in it. But if you want an SUV that's quiet, reliable, and holds its value better than almost anything else in the luxury space, this is it. Oh, and one cool trick? Some RX models have a mini fridge-style cooled center console and a rain-sensing wiper system that hides the blades when parked so they last longer. It's small things like that that make RX owners stay RX owners for life. Number 1, we have the Toyota Land Cruiser from 2016 to 2021. This is the SUV you buy when you're done messing around. Built like a rolling bank vault, the 200 series Land Cruiser is one of the last true body-on-frame luxury trucks, and it's built to take punishment most SUVs would crumble under. Owners don't just drive them, they rely on them for decades. Under the hood is Toyota's 5.7-liter V8, an engine that rarely breaks a sweat and is known to outlive its owners with proper maintenance. Many Land Cruisers sail past 300,000 miles with nothing more than fluid changes and the occasional brake job. If anything does go wrong, it's usually minor, like a touchy AC vent or a dated infotainment system, not the stuff that leaves you stranded. Sure, it drinks fuel like it's going out of style. You're looking at 14 miles per gallon, give or take. But for a nearly 3-ton truck that can crawl up a Rocky Mountain trail, pull over 8,000 pounds, and still ride smoother than some luxury sedans, most owners are happy to pay the gas bill. Inside, it's classic Toyota, tough leather, real buttons, and nothing flashy that's going to wear out or break off. The third row is tight but usable, and the split tailgate makes a great bench. There's even a built-in fridge in the center console, which is peak road trip flex. What makes it special is what it doesn't try to be. It's not chasing trends or trying to dazzle you with tech. It's just built to last, quietly doing its job better than almost anything else on the road. That's why Land Cruiser owners keep them for life, and why used ones still cost a small fortune. Now that you've seen the SUVs built to last, why stop there? Our next video breaks down 25 cars that almost never break. Click here and future-proof your next purchase.